This video may contain offensive language or be frightening to some viewers. Viewer discretion is recommended. It is said that All Hallows Eve is one of the nights when the veil between the worlds is thin. And whether you believe in such things or not, those roaming spirits probably believe in you, or at least acknowledge your existence, considering that it used to be their own. Even the air feels different on Halloween. It was Halloween. My friends and I decided to go trick-or-treating this year. We were teenagers that wanted some candy and to TP some houses. We lived in a massive neighbourhood, so there was a lot to go around. After 2 hours of going around the streets, egging and TPing houses, and a very lucky escape from the police, we were ready to end the night. We all stopped at a dark street. "Should we go?" one of my friends asked. "Okay, one more street," another friend replied. I stared down the dark street, unable to see the end. There was something odd about this street, like it didn't belong. The houses were completely different from the ones in the neighbourhood. The houses looked abandoned, and there were no lights either in the street or the houses. "I got a bad feeling about this, guys," I said. "Don't be a pussy, David. We're just gonna egg some houses and leave. If they do call the cops, we'll sneak out of here. The place is frickin' pitch black. It'll be so easy. There is no risk, man. Just have some fun. It's Halloween once a year, dude. Stop being so boring and let's go." I sighed. "Fine, let's just get it over with." We walked down the coal-black street, joking around and telling ghost stories. "Have you heard the story about the void?" one of my friends said. "Nah, go ahead. Tell us." "Rumour has it that every Halloween, during the hours of 2 a.m. and 5 a.m, there is a void that opens up in reality. It's said that you can take advantage of the void for a price." Ooh, sounds scary. Shh, I'm still going, man. "You must stand in front of a mirror in a pitch black room with your gaze fixated on the mirror." What? And then you see your ugly face. "Stop interrupting and let me finish." "If you remain in the room when the moment arrives, you will feel a chill seize your body. Place your right hand on the mirror and whisper, 'Mirror, mirror on the wall, who is the first—'" "Dude, shut up, you're ruining my story." We all snicker at how frustrated he's getting. "Alright, we'll let you finish your story. Go ahead." He clears his throat angrily and continues on. "You whisper, I accept. If done correctly, in the mirror there will be a faint image of an infant with no flesh and pitch black eyes. He will stare directly into your soul, and you will be filled with unspeakable terror. You will also hear the buzzing of flies and nervous whispering. The infant will ask you 5 questions about events that occurred in your life. His voice will sound like the rubbing of sandpaper and will be devoid of all human emotion. For each question you answer incorrectly, one of your 5 senses will be consumed and lost to you forever. For each question that is answered correctly, you will be able to recite the name of someone you know. The person will be found dead the next morning, with their flesh removed and their eyes missing. Just so you know, if that was true, I'd recite your name." "Yeah, well, the feeling's mutual, and you're probably too dumb to be able to answer any of the questions correctly anyway. We all laugh and continue down the street. As our laughter fades off, I couldn't help but feel strange, like we're being watched. The houses looked very different here, and didn't look stable. I knew something was up. I just knew it. The light from the other street began to become dimmer and dimmer. Okay, here. We took a bag full of eggs and toilet paper. We were cursing and having fun. I almost forgot to be worried. Crack! A loud noise echoed in the street. What was that? I asked. Everybody hide, now! My friend yelled. I saw all my friends scrambling around the block. I hid behind a rusty trash can, looking over the edge. I couldn't see anything because it was so dark. I could only see a blue outline of the houses. I took out my phone for some light. No signal at all on my cell phone. Didn't they build over a dozen cell phone towers all over the area? I shone my light towards the street. Crack! This time it was even louder. I pulled back and looked over again. All of my friends were there, standing in the middle of the street. So what do you guys think it was? I questioned, walking towards them. They didn't respond. Hello? Stop messing around, guys. You're freaking me out.
There's something about your soul I cannot take, but I'll find a way.
They all spoke in unison. What the fuck? They started charging towards me. Desperately, I ran and ran. The darkness seemed to continue forever. I couldn't hear them chasing after me, but I didn't stop. I kept looking for a source of light, or just anybody, but I couldn't see anything. Before I knew it, I slammed face first into a wall. As I got up, I saw a giant skyscraper outlined in blue, and there were plenty of them, stretching out to the horizon, looking like jagged teeth in the faint blue glow. I was in a city without light. I stood there, completely shocked. A lot of questions flew into my mind. What just happened?
What happened?
Where am I? Can I get back?
Where am I?
These questions flooded my mind, but they were soon interrupted by a loud growl that roared behind me. I turned around to see wolf-like creatures blending into the darkness. Shit, I whispered to myself. I stood there, looking straight at the creature. I regret my decision after that. I knew I shouldn't have come here. I ran as fast as I could, hearing the creature's paws hitting the concrete behind me. My legs were getting tired, and my lungs were burning. I stopped at an alley to catch my breath. I think I'm okay, I said to myself.
You're far from okay,
a sinister voice responded. I turned around to see an army of people standing. Horrified, I tried to run, but another group blocked the other side of the alley.
There's nowhere left to run.
A tall man stood in front. He was dressed in black and was wearing a hoodie that blocked his face. What do you want from me? I yelled.
I want your soul, like I did with all your little friends here. I use this realm to capture as many souls as I want.
You bastard! I yelled back.
You're different. Your soul is special and very hard to get. And what makes it harder is you're protected. But no soul is strong enough to keep me out. Get ready to become my puppet.
Then they closed in on me. I felt like it was the end, and that I was going to be made his puppet, and I couldn't do anything about it. Just when I was losing all hope, a light shone down on me.
Not him again!
The tall man spat in frustration. I woke up in my bed with my bag of candy and leftover eggs from last night. I looked at my digital clock and it read 7 a.m. 11:11. I laid there for a while and wondered if it was all a dream. Whatever happened, I'm safe now. I got up to get ready to go to school. After I finished getting ready, I stepped out onto the porch. I was greeted by a creepy jack-o'-lantern smiling up at me from the front step. None of us carved it. Some kids must have left it there to try and scare us. I picked it up and something caught my eye. There were words carved into the back of the pumpkin. It read,
I haven't forgotten about you yet. Halloween will come around again. And next time, you won't be so lucky.
I never could have imagined Jeff's madness could be so overwhelming. He's not only consumed by it, it affects those around him. Someone with an extremely fragile mind could be pushed to insanity. I recently learnt of a new killer. I was shocked to hear it, but my first thought it was just a crazy fan of Jeff the Killer because of their appearance. But after looking deeper into it, I discovered they are worse than a monster.